All right. So, welcome to your Cancer Season Essential Oils 101 class. My name is Sam. I'm going to be taking you on a journey through learning about the oils, living with the oils, and then moving our body through all of the energy that we're going to align with in this portion of class. And yeah, I'm excited to transform, heal, and develop with you. So let's head on in. Okay, so on the agenda today, we are going to learn about the top oils for the Cancer season. And just to pause here, the Cancer season runs from June 22nd to July 22nd. It's a month-long window of time when the entire collective, so everybody on this planet, is moving through Cancer season. And what that means, if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, is it's the start of summertime. If you're in the Southern, it's the start of winter. But we are here in the Northern Hemisphere, and that denotes our first day of summer is usually the start of Cancer season. So we live here for 30 days, and you know Cancer, the Cancer sign, as anyone who has a birthday between June 22nd and July 22nd. So anybody born within this window of time is a sun sign of Cancer. So that kind of makes it a little bit fun when you're out talking to your friends and learning about their birthdays. Even if you don't remember them, you'll know for that moment in time that they are a Cancer sun, which as we go through, we'll learn a little bit more about the sign itself and how it pertains to essential oils, reflexology, yoga, and the body parts associated with this season, which is what we'll move through in our practice. So we are going to go through the top essential oils for Cancer season. Then we're going to hop into how we live with the oils off the mat. We're going to tap into the energy of the oils through reflexology on the mat. And then we are also going to move our body parts that align with the Cancer zodiac on the mat. So a few ways to embody the energy. So first, let's look at the essential oils related to the season of Cancer. And I thought we would do something fun here. So there's 7 images here, and on your page, if you're taking notes or just a scrap piece of paper, I want you to guess the oils that are here. So I will give you number 1 because I feel like everyone will know this one, but number 1 is lavender, right? Exactly. And then go through number 2, your guess, number 3, what your guess is, number 4, 5, 6, and then 7. And then once you're done, I'll give you about a minute or so to go through it. And once you're done, we will go through what these oils are and how they align with the season of Cancer. I did throw a trick one in there, but it is actually an oil, but I didn't want to do, well, we'll talk about it in a second. There is a trick in there, but it is actually the essential oil. It's the root of where it comes from. So I'll give you another 5, 4, 3, 2, and then 1. All right. So we know that the first one is lavender. Second one is chamomile, jasmine, eucalyptus, peppermint, frankincense, clary sage are the 7 oils that we are going to talk about today that align with the Cancer season. Super fun. Good job. All right. So essential oils, and we're going to look at the essential oils off the mat. So the first 3 we're going to look at off of the mat are lavender, chamomile, and jasmine. So each one of these oils aligns with different chakras. They all have different properties and they align you with different parts of yourself. And when you put all of these oils together, lavender, chamomile, and jasmine, you create this beautiful divine whole. And the reason I say this is because all three of these essential oils are very feminine in nature. They're very yin in nature. They are calming, they're soothing, they're balancing oils. And together, these three oils connecting with the chakras that they do will just bring you into another place in space, body, mind, and soul. So let's look at lavender. So lavender off the mat, we have energy in the spine. So when we use lavender essential oil around the heart and around the throat, we encourage clear, compassionate communication channels. And what I mean by that is when our communication comes from the heart, this portal is created because the words then travel from our hearts out the throat, out of our mouth into the world. The words we speak are spells, and it's really important to be very mindful of the words that you share. So when we create this communication channel, just by using lavender essential oil, we can align with the deeper, higher versions of ourself because we are aligned with clear communication. So lavender oil helps to assist you on your journey of self-discovery. So no, there's definitely an alignment here with the Cancer zodiac, because Cancer is all about your roots, your lineage, your ancestral line. So lavender will help you get to know yourself, discover who you are, not only in the present moment, but where you came from as well. It also provides you with confidence and inner strength to be seen and heard. So as we get to know who we are as a whole, both in the present moment and in our lineage, we get to connect with this greater version of self. Some might even take lavender oil into past life knowing, but we'll keep it into this life for now. Lavender also helps to release stagnant energy, and it helps to open up the portal to true self. I like to have lavender oil with me all the time. But what you can do on the go is add your lavender essential oil to your bag. You can have it on hand if you ever if you go to a gathering, if you're going to be around a lot of people, if you're going to be encouraged to speak a lot, having to communicate maybe with people that you both know and don't know. So speaking engagements, get-togethers, yoga classes, because you're connecting with your heart and your throat chakra. And also when you are going to your healing sessions, lavender essential oil is just a great oil to have on hand to help you connect with yourself on this journey through any of the healing sessions that you may be part of on your self-discovery journey. All right, the second oil that we'll look at off the mat is chamomile. And your chamomile energy, it aligns with your third eye chakra. So when we apply chamomile essential oil to our forehead and the space between the eyebrows, we are allowing ourselves to connect with that intuitive channel. So we are connecting with power, energy, and source well beyond our physical knowing and being here on earth. Because this oil is so intuitively aligned with the third eye, it helps to work with your inner vision and your meditative yoga studies. So if you happen to be in a meditation practice, attending a meditation practice, or having your own practice, using this oil on your third eye is a great way for you to connect with those higher forces and energies around you. Always being sure to set the intention that the energies that you do connect with are for your highest good and for the highest good of everyone around you. Because when we sometimes invite energy in, we just want to make sure it's of the highest good, never just any energy coming into our space. And chamomile, one of my favorite benefits of chamomile is that because it helps to connect with inner self and clarity, we also get to connect with our dharma. So the more we use chamomile essential oil, when we have those contemplative or meditative practices, the closer we will get to finding out what our true purpose is and aligning with our true inner journey. So chamomile essential oil off the mat could be really nice in a tea. So you can actually just boil your water, add a drop of chamomile to your tea or to your mug rather, and then just add the hot water and of course any other herbs or sweeteners that tickle your fancy. But this is just a great oil all around to nourish you from the inside out on your inner journey. Okay. And then next is jasmine. So the last oil we will look at off the mat is jasmine. I love jasmine. It is so soft and feminine and floral. It's just such a delight. I absolutely love it. And this oil helps to connect with our womb. So jasmine connects with the womb or the lower abdomen and the energy within the body that resides here. I highly suggest applying it to both the front and the back body, anywhere you're applying your oils, especially as we move through life off the mat. Because in your meditative practices, applying it across the forehead into your third eye is great. But then when you connect it to the back of your skull, or when you use lavender on your throat chakra, you can apply it to the back as well, because energy comes through us, right? So what we bring in is what we also give out. So making sure we're aligned in that way as well. Jasmine helps to nurture and balance your relationship with self and your sexual energy. And from this place, this is where trust is formed. So trust is formed in the sacral space. And when we have this inner trust established with healthy sexual and pleasure boundaries, there is this deep wisdom that emerges, and it almost acts as a guiding force. And this divine feminine energy is one of creation and one of Mother Earth, because it is in the womb space. And when we align with this divine energy, there comes this harmony and synergy within us, as well as the energy outside of us. So, having those really clear boundaries, having that good relationship with self, both intimately and personally, will go really far for you when using this oil off the mat. Because especially as women, there are a lot of wounds in this space, maybe from your own lineage, but also from past lives. So I denoted earlier that sometimes past lives are spoken of here, especially with Cancer in the fourth house. And that would be like our karmic wounds, our ties to our lineage. So I don't remember exactly, but there is this quote saying that you needed to happen through so many lines of your lineage in order for you to even be here. So, you're carrying with you all of that ancestral trauma and maybe even sexual repression or whatever it may have been, especially depending on when you came into this world, will be based on what you're carrying with you. But jasmine oil is a really beautiful oil to help heal those wounds and redevelop that intimate relationship with self and your own sexual boundaries. I love jasmine oil on the go, in my bag. I have it in my purse. I will add it to my womb space. I will also wear it as perfume or perfume because there's nothing else other than jasmine in the roller that I have. And I've just diluted it with a coconut oil or jojoba oil, something that it can carry over your body in. If you are doing it in more of a solid form, you can pretty much just take the jasmine oil and add it to that solid oil as well. But I'm speaking to the fractionated type, the liquid type of oil as a carrier. So when we use this, I put it over my sacral chakra, over my heart chakra, and sometimes on my inner wrists. And I wear it as a perfume to help me embody my divine feminine nature, as well as balance anything that might be off in my body at that given moment in time. Very often, I will select my oils intuitively. And this is also a very Cancerian trait. So, with the 7 oils that we talk about today, know that in this season, even if you just have them on, your nightstand, your table, wherever you see them the most, and then you use your oils intuitively, sometimes that is all the body needs. You just put the oils where you feel like they need to go and then carry on with your day. So that wraps up the essential oils for the Cancer season off the mat. So now let's talk about the essential oils for Cancer season on the mat. So as we move into oils on the mat, we are also moving into the body parts of Cancer, which is super cool because every zodiac sign is associated with different body parts. So we are here, we're going to talk about 4. I did a bonus oil because I have 2 for the womb. There's a lot going on in history right now. We're currently in 2022, and there is a lot going on around abortions, around a woman's womb, around who governs that space. So I decided to add in that extra oil because I feel we just need that little extra bit of love coming into this space. So the 3 body parts that we're going to talk about today are the chest, the stomach, and the womb. Cancer rules over these parts of the body. And it is no surprise that this is the body part that Cancer rules over because Cancer is the mother. It is the intuitive. It is the deep feeler. It can be stubborn at times. Where does stubbornness reside? In the chest and in the stomach, right? So there are so many similarities when we start to break down each zodiac sign and really learn what they're all about. You're going to start to be like, oh, this makes sense. And you'll start to even see these qualities or traits in others. And if there is a dominant energy, like let's say someone in their natal chart has a dominant energy in Cancer, that may just mean that they're going to be more susceptible, more prone, or even more likely to experience dis-ease in the body or an imbalance in the body around these body parts. So we can really start to bring the knowledge of the stars down to earth and into the body. So the oils we're going to talk about: eucalyptus for the chest, peppermint for the stomach, and then frankincense and the clary sage for the womb. Okay, so eucalyptus. Eucalyptus is all about the chest. So which makes sense because if we think of the chest from an anatomical perspective, we think of typically where the collarbone starts to just about the rib cage, your lower ribs, about maybe 4 fingers down from the center of your chest or the nipple. And that area of the body is going to go around the front, the back, and the sides of the human body, of the torso. And that's going to make up the chest. So when we have the chest here in the Cancer season, we have the heart that resides in the middle and the lungs on either side. The lungs massage the chest, the heart rather, in the chest, and it helps to invigorate that feeling of nurturing, of compassion, of feeling, because we feel things with our heart. Our heart is so full of love. It just wants to feel things. So we can use eucalyptus a few ways. So we can use eucalyptus through reflexology, which I'll talk about the points in just a sec. And then we can also use it on the actual part of the body. So in this case, over the chest. I love eucalyptus over the chest because it kind of smells like a Vicks Vapo Rub type of thing. And it's just the most natural form of Vicks. So having that on the chest is really nice. It also helps to open up the airways. We can get into the chest through our hands and feet through reflexology, in which case we would just drop the oil into the palm of the hand or onto the sole of the foot and connect with the chest in that way. And we can also diffuse this oil because when we breathe in, it is connecting us directly with our respiratory system. So those are the three ways you can use eucalyptus for the chest. So let's go over how we can use reflexology and eucalyptus to connect with the chest. So I have here indicated for you both foot and hand, and then what you would do to apply the oil, which, like I said, it's just applying to hands and feet. You typically don't need to dilute your essential oil on the palms of the hands and the soles of the feet, just because your hands and feet are exposed to so many more things. They're not as sensitive. The skin is a little bit thicker. It's a little bit more durable. It can handle a little bit more. If you know you're sensitive, I highly recommend applying a carrier oil and doing less drops. Less is more if you're sensitive. And then applying that directly to your chest if you wanted that immediate connection. And then if you feel like you might still be a little bit more sensitive, just apply it to your hands and feet as well and turn it into a little bit of a massage. So to connect with these places on our body, let's take the foot. We'll start with the foot to begin. Now you can get here by both the left and the right foot. So just take the foot that's most comfortable for you. You're going to find the second and third toe. You're going to count in 1, 2, 3, and then you're going to go to the middle of those toes. So like at the little joint between your second and third toe. And then you're going to trace that down to the ball of the foot. And it's going to be literally across the ball of the foot. Yep, exactly. And you're just going to rub in a clockwise and counterclockwise motion to connect with the chest here. You're connecting with the lungs. So if you did both feet at the same time, because the lungs are a pair, there are two of them. If you connect this reflexology point on both the left and the right foot, you are going to connect with both the left and the right lungs. And even sometimes what I'll do, if I know I have congestion somewhere in my body, in this case, we'll talk about the lungs. When I've been sick, you can actually feel on the bottom of the foot or on the hand where this congestion is. You can feel it. It almost feels like a knot in the hands and the feet. So, getting to know your body in this way is a really helpful and healthy way to connect with self and to help heal your body from the inside out. With the hand, so we have in palmistry, there's these lines on the hands that represent different things. So we're going to connect with the line of the heart, which comes from the outside edge of the hand, right underneath the pinky finger, and then it comes across. It's the top line. And we're going to connect that with the fourth finger or the ring finger. And then right there where the heart line and that ring finger connect, that's your heart, your chest, and your lungs on the hands through reflexology. And again, same thing as the feet. If you tap into both hands, you get to connect with both the right and the left lungs. So the chest is one of the body parts that aligns with the zodiac sign of Cancer. On the actual zodiac wheel, it is the fourth house. Cancer resides in the fourth house. And this is where family, roots, ancestor, and maternal energies reside. So it makes sense that the body part of Cancer is the heart and the lungs. And these are a few ways that you can connect with them here in the body. We'll also connect through movement in just a little bit. All right. So the next oil is peppermint. I absolutely love peppermint. Peppermint is just such a universal oil. There are many, many oils that relate to the parts of the body and the reflexology. But I tried my best to really bring it all together. So, how could peppermint also benefit cancer? Well, it cleanses and it clears. It is also a very good essential oil to help with emotional healing. And what we know about cancer is that it's ruled by the moon. The moon controls the tides. We are 70% water, therefore, we are emotional beings. So, with this, we know most anxiety resides in the stomach. We know we have suppressed feelings and emotions that reside in the stomach. So, when we get to this place in time where we may have a stomach ache, but it's not from something that we ate, we can call on our peppermint essential oil, apply it directly to the abdomen, over the stomach, kind of right underneath where the chest line ends, our stomach begins. So you can literally apply the essential oil right over top of the stomach or through the reflexology in our hands and feet. In this case, it is on the medial edge of the foot. So that means the inside edge of the foot underneath the big toe mound. And then you're just going to stop as soon as you hit the arch of the foot. And that, my friends, is your stomach. So when we get to this place, we get to connect with anything that might be happening in our stomach. This might be emotions, this might be actual digestion, or perhaps even processing of something, whether it's an emotion, a food, information you may have just received. So there's a lot that could be happening here. So that's where we can find relief through our feet. And what I love about the reflexology of the stomach on the hand is it's actually at the Mount of Venus, which is that big meaty chunk on the palm of your hand. And this is what connects to our stomach here. And the cool thing about this is that you can literally be out in public if you're experiencing any type of emotional discomfort, stomach discomfort. You can just start to rub your hand on this Mount of Venus right underneath your thumb and immediately begin to calm the body, calm the mind. And the aroma of peppermint is also going to clear your communication channels and your airways. So it's a really, really beautiful oil to kind of come in full circle, serving you both inside and out. So another one of the body parts that cancer aligns with is the stomach. This is also where we find our willpower and our inner strength. This is also a space of deep emotional processing. So it is important to feed and nourish your body, as this organ helps you grow and it helps to maintain your well-being. And then finally, we're going to come into the womb here. So the womb space is frankincense and clary sage. And this was the trickery that I played earlier. This is actually the baswala tree. This is where frankincense comes from. We know it, or we see it as the resin. Kind of looks like almost like a Himalayan salt, but orange in color. And so I thought this would be a fun little spin on guessing the essential oils is guessing the tree. So frankincense for the womb. Frankincense is one of the oldest oils. It is ancient in vibration and in frequency. It has been used for many, many, many years for healing on every level, energetically, spiritually, emotionally, physically, and mentally. And when we align with this energy that frankincense carries over our womb space, we align with light, with love, and with creativity. And I think that is so important. And the other reason I also chose frankincense is because it not only connects us to that higher source, but that sacred masculine consciousness, because this is the oil that was given to Jesus. So this oil is usually highly connected to Christ consciousness, that higher consciousness. So when we apply this oil over our womb, we are connecting with that balance in that sacred masculine, something that may have perhaps been lost over the years, and turned into something completely outside of what it actually is. I'll try not to digress and go too deep, because this is something that I feel like is being talked about right now. But when we come from this perspective of healing, we are able to overcome and not get kind of sucked into the vortex of the negativity. So let's go over the reflexology before we get a little deeper into the womb. So on the foot, it's actually the inner and outer ankles that connects to your uterus and your ovaries. So a nice massage around the ankles. If you've ever had a spa treatment or a pedicure and you get massages, it always feels really nice around your knees and your ankles. These are highly spiritual places and really deep connections to our spirituality and self. And then the hand here is also the mount of Venus as well, because we're getting into all of these sensitive organs that connect with our femininity, our Venus type qualities. And so the last part here is womb. It is a space where life is created, it is nurtured, it is also held here. Whether a physical manifestation, whether it be a human or a project coming to life, or the unmanifest, all creation begins here. You are the keeper of this sacred gateway. No one else chooses what you can or cannot do with this space. It is sacred and is to be treated as such by its human. So if we can just come back to this school of thought, that it is a sacred space, that it is only found in the species of a woman, that it is the giver of life, maybe there might be more respect down the line for the woman, for the feminine, for the womb. So clary sage will just speak to the benefits, because we've already gone over the reflexology and the wisdom of the womb. So clary sage is a floral aroma. It connects you with your clarity, your vision, and your truth. Limiting beliefs are brought to the surface for healing, where new creative energy then emerges once it's released and aligns with the spiritual forces and higher visions, and it moves you into a state of flow. So clary sage is the complement to our frankincense. It is that feminine to the masculine. Although rose, some might say, is the complement, which I do think rose and frankincense go well together. Clary sage is an essential oil that I do use quite often for the womb space, around the moon cycle, around my own moon cycle. Anytime I'm feeling an overwhelm of any sort, if I've lost my vision or my clarity with my purpose, I will go to clary sage. And until, doing the research for this zodiac season, I didn't even realize that what I was grabbing was actually aligning me with what I needed. So, trusting intuition, which is another Cancerian trait, is so, so important. And I feel like when you can connect with your intuition and trust it, this is where that true beauty and flow happens. So in Cancer season, when we bring essential oils, astrology, your body parts, and yoga all together, we find movement is medicine. So bringing all of these moving pieces together to really heal us from, both inside and outside, in and out. It's reciprocal. You have this innate power within you. You have this medicine at your fingertips, and movement becomes the medicine when it's put into action. It doesn't necessarily just mean yoga asana, but this could also apply to meditation. So any of the oils, if you feel called to use them in your meditation practice, This is the movement becoming the medicine. So not only just asana, the physical postures, but any practices of yoga where we are putting what we know into force, into effect. All right. So let's embody the energy of Cancer season with some movement. We'll just tap into a nice light practice, something for you to feel into all of these body parts. We're going to tap into the chest, the stomach, and the womb space. So I'll give you a few moments here to set up. I will pause for a moment. Okay, so welcome to your mat. We are going to move through the body parts related to the zodiac sign of Cancer. So we are going to be connecting with the chest, with the stomach, and with the womb space. So we are actually going to begin today on our belly in a prone position, face down. And as you come face down onto your mat here, I want you to stretch out your legs, lift one at a time. Feel them kind of lengthen out of your hips, especially because we likely just came from a seated position. And then take your hands and either place them underneath the forehead or grab a prop if it's low enough and place it under the forehead. To me, it is yogi's choice, so whatever you prefer. Wiggle the hips a few times and just feel the front body connect with the earth. So the intention here is to plug in to the earth. As you are plugged into the earth, down onto the belly, I want you to imagine there are these little plugs at the center of the chest, at the stomach, and at the womb. And if we're relating this to our chakras right now in this moment, we're connecting with our heart, our solar plexus, and our sacral chakra centers. And then on the back body, we have all of this free space here. I want you to imagine this tunnel of light. It carries on, it continues through the body, out the back. Your body becoming the vessel, the conduit of the energy, as above, so below. Feeling the energies converge within the body. Feeling their energy swirling, uniting, synergizing. Good. Take 3 more breaths here. And then at the end of your 3rd breath, just take a nice big inhale right into the center of the chest. Exhale, just feel anything leave that no longer serves you. And then move down to the stomach. Take a big inhale, inviting in fresh oxygen, new energy. And then on the exhale, let go of anything that no longer serves you. Last one, moving down into the sacral, into the womb. Breathing in love, light, and creativity. And letting go of anything that no longer serves you. And then just starting to bend the knees. And just let the legs sway from side to side. Slowly waking ourselves up here. Good, and then take the legs down. And then take your hands, bring them underneath your shoulders. We're just going to lift up the chest, coming into our baby cobra pose. Feeling a little bit of light come into the body, massaging our stomach here with the breath, the diaphragm pushing down on the stomach, and then pushing back up, giving it space, fresh oxygen, a little bit of a massage. Hold it here, one more breath, lengthen out through the spine. And then exhale, soften down, release. Good, again, inhale, lifting up, baby cobra pose. Maybe hover the hands, maybe even take the arms back for a half locust. Yeah, really nice. And then exhale, release. Good, slide the hands back beside the ribs. Start to peel the chest up like a cobra pose. And then maybe you begin to straighten the arms coming into an upward facing dog. Beautiful, really opening up that chest, the stomach, the womb, stretching out the whole front body here. Feeling this recharged energy. Good, one more breath. Lower the knees and then come into a child's pose, gently shifting your hips back. Good, as you come into your child's pose here, reach the arms forward. And then feel breath enter the nose and exit the nose. Every breath that you take, the heart being massaged in and out by the lungs. Every breath that you take, feeling your ribs gently expand and then contract. Feel this energy travel from the crown of your head all the way down the spine to the very base of the tailbone and the pelvis. And then as you breathe in, feel that energy travel back up the spine and out the crown of the head. And then back in through the crown of the head, all the way down to the base of the spine. One more round of breath like this, just clearing any energy in the spine that's not going to serve us in our yoga practice. Beautiful. And then bringing yourself all the way up into a tabletop position. Good. From your tabletop, let's tuck the toes under and then come to sit on the heels. Just roll the shoulders back a few times. Good. We're going to get into the chest here. So we're going to bring our arms into cactus, level with the shoulders. Beautiful. And then I want you to picture your muscles in the back of your body. So over the shoulder blades, they're going to be what pulls your shoulder blades towards your spine. And then your front muscles, the pecs, are going to be what pull the arms together, opening up the muscles on the back. Good, rounding the upper back. And then we inhale, feel those muscles in the back, pulling the shoulder blades towards the spine, opening up the chest. And then exhale, bringing the hands together, rounding the upper back. But let's do 3 more like this. Just follow your breath. Every inhale, you open up the arms and the chest. And then every exhale, you bring the arms together, hollowing out the chest. Next time your arms come together, keep them there. And then we're going to press all the way from your fingertips down to your elbows together. Feel all of that energy ignite in the arms and in the chest, across the upper back, and maybe even the chest. Good, and then slowly just begin to release that engagement, open up the arms, and then let your hands come down, and then come into your tabletop position, untuck your toes, and give them a little tap. Beautiful. Let's move through some spinal waves or cat-cows here. We'll take an inhale, letting the belly fall, chest and gaze lift. And then exhale, we round the back, dropping the head last. Good. Inhale, be like water here, flowing. And then exhaling, riding that wave back. Here, we're connecting with all three of those body parts, the chest, the stomach, and the womb in our cat-cows. And at different points, each one of these points is being accessed, it's being stretched, it's being strengthened, it's being released just by moving the spine. One more round just like this. Good, really nice. Coming back to a neutral spine. Well, then take the toes, tuck them under, and then send your hips back into a downward facing dog. Let's just have some of that energy from our hips flow down towards the head. Downward dog is actually considered an inversion because our head is below the heart. So if you feel a fresh flow of blood and oxygen down to the head, maybe you even feel a little bit heavy into the head, this is because our head is below the heart. So we're getting some fresh blood down here. You can stretch out the body, move the body in any way, bend your knees, straighten the legs, shake the head, nod the head. Beautiful. Last breath here. Take an inhale and just roll yourself like a wave into your plank position. And then from your plank, drop the knees, ripple the spine back into your downward facing dog, and then lift the knees once you arrive. And then just like a wave, roll forward. And then roll it back. These spinal waves help us to just let go of the rigidity of the mind. Oftentimes we're kept in these tiny little boxes, but I'm here to tell you that those tiny boxes don't really work. They just confine your energy. Let your energy flow, let it be big, let it be like water. One more time, and then we'll meet in downward dog. Good, and then from here, we're gonna roll forward and then lower all the way down to the belly. Untuck your toes, and then bend your right knee. Reach your right hand back for the foot if you can connect. Just press the foot into the hand, feeling that nice stretch into the front of the quads. At the same time, we're compressing the front body into the earth again, just like how we began our practice. Massaging these three energy points, allowing them to plug into the earth. The front body is the public side of the body, so very often this part of our body doesn't get to lay down on the floor like this. It doesn't connect with the earth. So really taking advantages of these moments where we can feel grounded, trust the container that we flow in. Good, release and then switch sides. Feeling the left thigh open up this time. We hold anger in our thighs, So just notice if anything comes up for you here, what might come up. Maybe it's a name, maybe it's a feeling, an emotion, a past thought, something that may boil the blood a little bit, causing anger in the body. Remembering that you are not the anger, it is just something that you are feeling. Last breath here. Let it all go. Good. And then this time we're going to bring both hands to center, right underneath the shoulders. And then we're going to lift up into that cobra pose once again. Reach the arms back, half shalambhasana. Let's lift up the legs as well. Beautiful. Breathing here. Zip up those inner thighs, feeling that energy all the way up through the root, through the sacral, the solar, up into the heart, in through the throat, the third eye, out the crown of the head. Lots of energy activated here. Push the big toes together. Hold it here for 3. Strong for 2. Holding on 1. Exhale, let it go. Beautiful. Take your right ear to your mat. Let your heels just fall out to the corners of your space. You can bring your arms up under your head as a pillow. Let go. Back bends tend to bring up old emotions. So just allow yourself to feel whatever needs to come through here. Switch ears, look to the right side. Good, good, good. Come back to center. And from here, let's take the hands under the shoulders. Lift back up into that cobra pose. Good. This time, if it's in your practice, I invite you to bend both of your knees. Good. Take one arm back, followed by the other. Good. And then from here, pushing up into your bow pose. Good. Really nice. Breathing here, 5 full breaths, all on your own. Good. The end of your 5th breath, let it all go. Bring your head down to your hands. Let everything just settle. Now with your next few breaths, whenever you're ready, you're just going to gently come onto your back, flipping over. Now allowing those 3 spaces to receive the light from the sun. Keeping your feet flat to your mat, just let the knees rock left to right. When we rock our legs side to side here in yoga, we help release the lower back, especially if you are finding yourself seated for long periods of time. When we move the legs in this fashion, we start to loosen out of the lower back space, which actually connects with our sacral chakra. Same space. It's the womb space, but on the back of the body. Good. When you're ready, you're going to come to center. And then bring the soles of the feet together, knees open, nice and wide. We're going to connect one hand to the womb, one hand to the heart. Feeling these two energies connect, feeling them align. Maybe even for a moment, feeling them become one. Knowing that you, as a human, are able to feel in both the womb and in the heart. In this space, you can send forgiveness to anyone on your maternal line. And then the opposing energy, Capricorn, you can also send energy to anyone on the paternal line. Forgiveness. Anything that relates to the heart, to your will, or to the womb. When we forgive, we are no longer holding this energy within us. We're no longer holding the grudge. Cancers on the shadow aspect are known to be stubborn and to hold grudges. So it's wise that we really disassociate from that energy so that we don't accumulate debris within ourselves. When we hold a grudge, we're holding that energy in a particular place in the body. The invitation here is to acknowledge where you're holding the energy and let it go. Take 3 more breaths here, and sending out any love or forgiveness or compassion with these next few breaths. And then you'll remove your hands from the body, take them outside of the legs, and then just help close the legs up. Take any movement you need here, maybe a nice hug into the chest. And then we'll reach the right arm overhead, and then we'll roll to the right side of the body. Reach the arm out so you have a pillow. I want you to find yourself in the fetal position. So take a moment, get comfortable, bring your knees up into your chest. When we come into the world, this is the position that we are in for the majority of our gestation, except for those times when we stretch, when we kick, when we move. So I want you to think of this fetal position, this posture, as a rebirth, almost as a moment in time where you consciously make the decision to change the way you see things, knowing that when you change the way you see things, the things you see begin to change. You are the creator of life, of your own life, and of all other things that you bring to life. Take extreme ownership and pride in what you create. So often we get caught up in all of the other doings and beings. But what if we just allowed ourselves to really relish in our accomplishments? To be grateful for what we've created or who we've created. Take a moment to remember that you are the creator of your life. It starts in the womb. It travels up your vessel and eventually out to the mouth and the crown of the head, bringing all of your visions from the third eye up and down, either into physical reality or keeping it in the ethereal realm. How will you better connect with this energy moving through the rest of your days? swimming through the waters of the Cancer season. Take 3 breaths. At the end of your 3rd breath, use your left arm to help you up to a seated position. Together, we'll seal our time with one more breath. And inhale as you reach the arms up to gather energy. And an exhale as you pull it into your heart. Thank you for allowing me to guide you through this practice in the Cancer season. It is my honor. Be well, go in peace. Namaste.